guys, today let's talk about skin type. I mean, we hear these terms thrown everywhere all the time, like normal skin, dry skin, combination skin, oily skin, and sensitive skin. And although these are categories that we frequently talk about, it's not the end all be all when it comes to skincare and taking care of your skin. So let's talk about really what the definition of these skin types are, how to determine your skin type, and really what relevance they should play in taking care of your skin and your skincare routine. Hi, my name is Dr. Jenny Liu. I'm a board-certified dermatologist and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy learning about skincare related content, hair care related content, then I would love it if you can give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Alright, skin types. Now, this is something that really have become a cornerstone in skincare. Nowadays, we see more and more products being marketed towards certain skin types. But what I want you guys to walk away from this video is, number one, aside from just understanding the differences between these skin types, but most importantly, understand that these are supposed to be really helpful guides. They're not meant to box you in. And also keep in mind that skin type, there's no good or bad skin type. They're all very unique and different, and there are pros and cons to all of them. And also, skin type can change with age, with hormone, with the season, and even medications that you take that may either temporarily or permanently change your skin type. So honestly, when it comes to skin type, even though we kind of generalize this is suitable for X skin type, for Y skin type, I think it's really just most helpful as a guide for you when you're shopping for skincare products, because nowadays there's so many different type of products, formulations, and textures. It's just really meant to be a good starting point, especially if you feel overwhelmed. If you kind of know your skin type, that is like a helpful start to picking up products. But again, it's not a guarantee, and it's not meant to really box you in. And it also doesn't mean that, like, if you have oily skin, you can't use products formulated for dry skin and vice versa. You know, you at the end of the day understand your skin best, and you just kind of have to use products that work well for your skin, the ones that you enjoy at the same time. Starting off with normal skin type, I actually do not like this term because I don't really know what the definition of normal skin type is. Like, what is normal? All of us are unique. I sometimes equate normal skin type to like neutral skin, in the sense you're neither super dry or super oily and don't have combination skin, don't have sensitive skin. But I feel like most of us at baseline have some sort of mild skin concern. That really is what propels us to use particular products, right, to address those concerns. But if you don't have a lot of concerns and you don't feel like your skin is either dry or oily, then great, you probably have a skin that can tolerate and can use various different type of products. But this is one where it's like, not really sure what that means, but if you feel like you have it, great. You can shop and try out various different products. So normal skin type, I'm gonna just leave it at that because I don't really feel like it truly exists, and I really don't have a good definition beyond what I just said. Next is dry skin. And this is a skin type where often your skin will feel tight and taut, but also at the same time look rough, look flaky, and with dry patches, and often fine lines are more accentuated when your skin is dry. Dry skin often is seen along with eczema because the two kind of run hand in hand. What is happening with dry skin, essentially, at the heart of it, is that there are certain enzymes, protein, as well as lipids like ceramides that are missing or that is not as functional. And we actually know that there is a genetic basis behind this from studying eczema that basically goes into forming that healthy and functional skin barrier, and thereby your skin doesn't have enough lipids to retain moisture and water. And so dry skin tends to be dry and often dehydrated at the same time. And common concerns associated with dry skin includes eczema, keratosis pilaris, and skin sensitivity. Next is oily skin, where basically the skin produces excessive sebum. The oil glands are more active. This is more genetically based. Often the skin will look shiny and greasy in areas common like forehead, nose, and chin, like the T-zone, where we have more concentration of oil glands. Now, I do have to say, oily skin is definitely more subjective in the sense we don't have an objective way of measuring oily skin. It's not like there is some sort of like measuring tool where if you produce X number of sebum, you have oily skin. Dry skin is more easily identifiable in the sense we see flaking, we see eczema patches, we see breakdown of the skin barrier. Oily skin, certainly your skin can look shiny and greasy, but it is very much kind of up to interpretation in the sense one person may feel that shine and greasiness is normal, but the same amount of shine and greasiness to another person, that person may feel like their skin is oily. But overall, in general, oily skin tends to be not dry. The fine lines and wrinkles are not as accentuated. Their skin doesn't feel as readily dry and tight in the sense where like your skin feels taut. But oily skin can still become dehydrated. Oil and water are not quite the same. And so, but this is again where it's just in general, the T-zone area tends to be more shiny and greasy, and there may be higher association with acne, but acne formation is complex, and we can see acne in all skin types, but in general, it can be more readily associated with oily skin. Next is combination skin, and like normal skin, I find this to be somewhat confusing too. In the sense, the true definition is that you are oily, shiny in the T-zone, but dry on other places like the cheeks. This is again very much up to interpretation. I think many of us experience that at baseline because many of us do have more oil glands in the T-zone and produces more sebum and dryness on the cheeks. But the true definition of combination skin essentially is just that you have a combination of oiliness and dryness. And the common locations are T-zone oily, cheeks dry. And this is also a situation where sometimes finding skincare products, if you have combination skin, can be tricky. It almost feels like you need to put on different types of products depending on the location of your face. And I would say of all the skin types, combination skin is probably one type, if you do feel like you have, where you probably need to experiment with more different types of products and formulations to really truly find one that you're happy with, that works best on your skin. Lastly is sensitive skin, and this is often characterized by sometimes dry, rough feeling skin feeling tight, but more commonly are bothered by the symptoms. So tingling and burning sensation, hard time tolerating skincare products because products will often cause those discomfort. The skin may often look red and you may feel flushed, and sensitive skin often is associated with rosacea. It's like along a spectrum. Now, as far as like sensitive skin, you can have at baseline sensitive skin, like that is your skin type, or you could have a period of time where your skin is sensitive, and that can occur with any skin type, and that often is due to changes of season, changes of hormones, or even just overdoing it with skincare products, which I find latter to be the more common. Like you could have oily skin, but like say you put on like salicylic acid and retinol, tretinoin, and all these actives at the same time, your skin can definitely become sensitive. And you know that you don't have that skin type because it just occurs randomly and it's temporary. And as long as you remove those triggers, your skin will kind of go back to what it normally is. But people that do have sensitive skin at baseline often feel like their skin is more dry because sensitive skin, we do know there is actually increase in transepidermal water loss and some sort of skin barrier defect that contributes to sensitive skin. But it's beyond that. We know that there is neurovascular components and even ion channels in skin that triggers those sensitivity and that skin burning and stinging sensation. But often it's more dry and often will look red and flushed. And again, the most common sensation is that it often burn and sting with a lot of various different triggers. All right, so now that you kind of have a basic understanding of skin type, again, they're meant to be a helpful guide and not meant to box you in. And also keep in mind that many of us can have a combination of various different skin types. Like I used to have combination skin. Now I feel like I have more dry and combination skin. My skin definitely changes depending on the season, where I definitely am more dry in the winter, but more combination in the summertime. So it's not, like I said, the end all be all. There is a spectrum. And so it's really just meant to guide you. Now, having said that, like how can you determine what your skin type is? So the easiest is number one, take a gentle cleanser. So common ones I recommend includes like La Roche-Posay Gentle Creamy Cleanser, Cetaphil creamy cleanser, CeraVe hydrating cleanser, something that's not going to be aggressive at stripping your skin's natural oil. You're going to wash your face with a gentle cleanser, and then you're going to pat your skin dry, and basically you're not going to put on any skincare products, and you're just going to wait and check back like 20-30 minutes later and then an hour later and see what your skin is doing and feel how your skin feels. So in general, if after washing your face with a gentle cleanser, like after 30 minutes to an hour, your skin immediately feels tight, noticing itching, noticing dry flaking, then you more likely have dry skin. Conversely, if after cleansing, after 30 minutes, you're noticing like a film of oil building up, in particular like along the T-zone, then you more likely have oily skin. And then for combination skin, it's again oiliness on the T-zone, dryness on the cheeks. And then sensitive skin, as I said earlier, tends to be dry, but it's really just that the feeling that you always have like burning and staying at baseline, regardless of what you put on. And often that can be even triggered by environmental things like wind, cold, heat, and your skin often looks like flushed, and that really I feel like is also very helpful aside from just like the simple test and how your skin feels after cleansing. And then for combination skin, it's again oiliness on the T-zone, dryness on the cheeks. And then sensitive skin, as I said earlier, tends to be dry, but it's really just that the feeling that you always have like burning and staying at baseline, regardless of what you put on. And often that can be even triggered by environmental things like wind, cold, heat, and your skin often looks like flushed, and that really I feel like is also very helpful aside from just like the simple test and how your skin feels after cleansing. Now, I'm not going to share too many particular specific products. I mean, if you guys want me to based on skin type, comment below, I'd be happy to. But I just really want to offer like an overall guidance on how to select products, in particular moisturizers and sunscreen for different skin types, because really at the end of the day, I believe all skin types needs a moisturizer to really support the skin moisture barrier, to keep our skin barrier happy, healthy, and functional. It really kind of distills down to the formulation that's going to work best for your skin type. But at the end of the day, this is just generalization. It's not a hard fast rule. You play around with products and you just figure out what works best for you. Now, going back to like dry skin, often dry skin is going to be better suited with creamier formulas, so richer, more nourishing creams that contains a blend of hydrating ingredients along with occlusives and emollients and lipids that are really going to help to seal in that moisture and support and replenish the lipids that are often missing in dry skin. So that way, after using that type of formula, your skin is no longer going to feel as taut and tight, and also reduce the flaking and the roughness on the skin. Conversely, for those with oily skin, often like a gel or gel cream is going to be better suited because there's going to be less occlusives that is really going to make and feel heavy on your skin, maybe add like shininess or greasiness to your skin. It's going to be heavier on water-based content that is going to help hydrate your skin, but just enough so that way your skin stays hydrated, but not too much where it's going to add additional shine or greasiness to the skin. And often these products are going to be more fast absorbing, so feel better and look better when you have oily skin. For combination skin, as I mentioned earlier, this is one area where you kind of have to play around with products to find what best fits you. But often creams, oil-free lotions, gel creams, I tend to find work best for combination skin. And then lastly, for sensitive skin, because it tends to run more dry, creams are going to be better than gel creams. Gel creams with the higher water content may sting and burn, and sometimes products containing alcohol and fragrances will often sting and burn. So this is where it's easier to say what to avoid than what to try. And in general, for sensitive skin, you want to avoid products that contain alcohol, essential oils, and common fragrances because those can often cause more burning and sting sensation. And similarly, for like sunscreen, if you have dry skin, majority of the time, I do not find sunscreens themselves to be moisturizing. So this is where in the morning, you want to make sure you put on a good layer of moisturizer before your sunscreen. You can even do moisturizer and then pick a sunscreen that has like a moisturizer in it to add additional moisturization to your skin. Conversely, for those with oily skin, you may want to pick sunscreens and moisturizers on the side, for that matter, that have mattifying properties that's going to temporarily reduce shine and the look of greasiness on the skin. And often these have like ingredients like silica and powder that's going to help to temporarily coat the oil glands to reduce that shine and oiliness. And this is where you could probably go with just using sunscreen or like a moisturizer and sunscreen in one, depending on the formulation. As far as sensitive skin, we in general say mineral fragrance-free sunscreens, but it doesn't mean chemical filters are completely out of the picture for you. I used a bunch of Korean fragrance-free chemical filters postpartum when my skin was super sensitive and I didn't have an issue. This is where it's really about testing it on your skin first before using it all over. And basically you want to use any new product and test it on like behind your ears, on your jawline or inner arms for about a week before you apply it all over. And it's not a guarantee, but that is a very easy and relatively safe way of making sure that products don't react on your skin before you use them more liberally. All right, I hope you found this brief video very helpful. It's more like an introduction. I felt like it's time that I talk about it. We see it everywhere, and it's just one of those things where it's a guide, but really not meant in any way to restrict you or box you in. And if you want me to take a deeper dive in recommending particular products, because I didn't really talk about like serums and cleansers and retinoids, exfoliants, etc. But if you do want me to do that in a lot more detailed video based on skin types, please let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any questions on skin type, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.